we need to think of a new advert for freebets.com.
Get your best betting offers from freebets.com.
Yeah, that'll do.
The following deals are now live.
This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store, Forged Irish Stout, freebets.com. Delighted to be joined at Gravesham Amateur Boxing Club once again with the big man, Chev Clarke. Good to see you again. How are things? How's things been?
Mic check 1 2. Everything's been alright, man. Just here, ticking over and getting the work in, preparing for hopefully the British. But yeah, man, all good. How about you?
Mate, all good, mate. All the better for seeing you, because I've been seeing you everywhere recently, mate. No matter where I've been, you've been there. What's this all about, mate? We just seem to be bumping into each other everywhere.
Well, they say expect me like you expect. I won't say that last bit because, you know what I mean, I get a lot of bother from my people. But yeah, just expect me, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I suppose it's been about sort of 3 weeks now since you fought Tommy McCarthy. A destructive performance in Belfast on away soil. Enjoyed that sort of trip and experience to sort of go to Belfast, knock a guy out and come back?
Yeah, it's the first time I've been away as a professional, even though it wasn't far. It was good. The people in Belfast was entertaining. They received us well, and yeah, it was good. And my people that came over, shout out to the Team C4 family who came out. There's a lot of guys out there, so yeah, that was really cool, man. And I've said it before. Fighting away doesn't bother me one bit. That's something I'm used to.
And obviously, in that fight with McCarthy, you did have a little bit of a back and forth with him. Something we haven't probably seen in previous fights that you had.
Wait. What do you mean a back and forth?
The press conference. That's what I meant.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The press conference. Yeah.
I thought you meant in the fight.
Oh no! I meant like you going back and forth with him in the presser. That's what I meant.
Nah, there weren't no back and forth. Listen, I just talked the facts. He was talking too much, and what he was saying wasn't making sense. It wasn't connecting, so I just had to drop some facts and get off the stage. Oh man.
Is that something that you enjoy doing though? Would you enjoy sort of having that back and forth with Tommy or with your opponent? Like, do you feel like that brings the best out of you when I suppose you can show your personality and drop some facts? Is that sort of what you enjoy, or do you not really bother by it?
I'm not really bothered. I just don't like, if you're gonna talk smack, I don't mind people talking smack. You can do what you want, but talk facts. And he wasn't talking nobody knew what he was going on about, even his own people in his own backyard. So I was just like, yo, these are the facts. Get your facts straight, and I'm done.
Absolutely, and I suppose now after a big win like that, and recently sort of your past couple of wins have really put you on a big stage. We'll get onto the whole situation with the British and everything like that in a minute, but do you feel like there is starting to have that switch where people are starting to recognise you, and you're going to be in conversations for not just British titles, but world titles, especially in 2024 with sort of a big statement win like McCarthy, and your name's getting out there and being mixed with the best, especially at the top level?
I mean, I've said it from the beginning. It was only a matter of time. People that knew were talking from the beginning. It's just that the ones that never knew are catching up now. So shout out the long-standing C4 family. But yeah, I've always known how good I am, and people are starting to recognise it now.
Is that a thing for yourself that the people that know you, they know how good you are, but is it important when you have that motivation inside that you know what you can do, and no matter whatever anyone else thinks, yourself, you know how good you are, and you know whether you can mix it with the best in the cruiserweight division?
Yeah, it's all good, everybody else talking up stuff for you and singing your praises, but it all comes down to self. And if you've got any doubt or you don't know, you'll get found out.
Absolutely. I suppose we'll get onto big topics. Yourself, you are mandatory for the British title. You fought, I believe you beat David Jameson in an eliminator on the 10th of June. Then beat Vasyl Dukar on September the 30th. And then Tommy McCarthy on January 27th. You had about sort of 3 fights now where you'd hopefully be ordered for the British title. That hasn't happened in the latest circular. Isaac Chamberlain still has no mandatory. Frustrating a little bit for you?
Isaac, we're searching for you. Nah, You know, you would have thought the board would have done their part already. I ain't really heard nothing from Isaac. Obviously, he's trying to go another route as such. But you know, I'm here. I'm forever going to be knocking on the door. And I think, you know what, people are actually talking about the fight. People want to see it. They can say whatever they want to say about other fights or whatever, but people are actually genuinely interested in this fight. So, you know, the people that are involved, just make the fight happen. Make the fight happen. Isaac, as a matter of fact, yeah, this thing's becoming Isaac Chev. It's not Isaac Chev. If Isaac don't want to fight me and he wants to go another route, that's cool. Whoever else want to come up, I'll take the belt from them, do you know what I mean? Or if it's vacant, whatever, I'll fight against them for the belt. It's not a me and Isaac thing. It's just Chev and the British belt thing. So, you know what I mean? Isaac has it right now, so that's why his name's getting mentioned. But yeah, I just want the British belt.
Is the patience wearing thin though? Because you I suppose you are waiting for that mandatory to be called. And you're waiting for the shot of the British. But I suppose you don't want your career to be held up waiting for yourself to be made mandatory. So is it sort of frustrating?
No, because you have to have patience. For me to get this far, I've had to be patient. Do you know what I mean? Of course, you can multitask. They say men can't multitask, but we can multitask. You know what I mean? You can do other things while making sure that you stand on business, and I'm standing on business. I'm gonna get the British belt. I'm gonna be British champion. It's just a matter of time.
And obviously, as we said, you are the mandatory. Isaac was entertaining the fight with Vidal Riley. As I said, I talked about previous frustrations there, but was that annoying when you were the mandatory? If anyone deserves a shot, it's you, not Vidal.
I mean, nobody would want to entertain a fight with me. I mean, you've seen what I do, man. Why would you want to fight me when I'm a dangerous opponent, let's say? So there's conversations of ducking and all that. I don't know about that. All I know is I'm dangerous. Isaac's got the belt, and I want the belt. So let's make the fight happen. Isaac, if you're hiding, come out and play. But yeah, let's make the fight happen.
I was going to say, because all these things, they all build up for big fights, and whether Isaac wants to go down a route, you can't beat a big domestic fight. You know, you saw the clip that you put in, I suppose the photo that you put on your Instagram of finding Chamberlain. Eddie Hearn that had that clip where I suppose he interrupted the interview. He was like, "Where's Isaac?" All this builds for a big fight for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, people liked it. There was a lot of talk about it. Again, Isaac has the belt, so the target's on his back, on his head, however you want to put it, and I want the belt. So when I get the belt, everybody else is going to want to have the belt, ain't they? So it's just, you know, heavy is the head that wears the crown.
And when it comes to your career so far, I believe not even having 10 pro fights, so it shows the statement of intent that you in your pro career, that you don't want to you don't want to make any lost time. You want to sort of be going for big fights straight away. And as I said, throughout your pro career so far, you've probably been matched very well with decent step ups at the right time. So this one in the British title was something that you'd be very confident that you are ready for now. Again,
there ain't no rush with me. I'm just fighting people that I know I could beat. People would like to say journeyman as such. I'm just going at my pace. Do you know what I mean? You know, I take the ones that I think and I know I can beat. So that's my pace. Does that make them journeymen?
No, I don't know who's saying you're fighting journeyman, because I don't really think, I wouldn't say you are at all. But with Isaac as well, what would you make of his career so far? Him as a fighter, he's fought top domestic level guys like Lawrence Okoli, Crispin Smith, Mikael Lawal. Confident that'd be your hardest test so far as a pro?
I don't know. That's for you guys to talk about, because every fight I have, it seems to be a step up, and it's going to be a hard fight. So I leave that to you and your viewers. All I know is Chev prepares well and goes in there and just handles business.
Absolutely. I suppose I did want to talk about other topics with you. Speaking on big domestic fights, another big domestic fight with your team, someone that was on Team GB with, Chev Clarke takes on Fabio Wardley. Excited for that fight, and I'm sure you'll be back in your former Team GB stablemate.
That is gonna be a very good fight, actually. Man, it's a good fight. expect Fraser to use his amateur pedigree and come through strong. But it'll be a hard fight. It's not going to be an easy fight. Fabio's not just going to let him come and take his belts. Do you know what I mean? And you've seen Fabio in there with tough guys. So, it's going to be a tough fight, but it's going to be exciting, that's for sure. I'm looking forward to that one.
I did just want to briefly touch on your time at GB and the people that you spent with. One guy that you did spend it with, who was Ben Whittaker. He's making, I suppose, going viral on Instagram now, all around, full of showboating, this and that. I suppose one thing that I wanted to ask you, and it's one thing that has been said about what Ben said it, all this showboating, this isn't something new. And I suppose, is there any experience or anything that you've seen from Ben doing this showboating from the days at GB?
No, there's nothing new about Ben doing that. As I said, there's a very famous clip of him embarrassing a certain professional before he turned over. They came up to Sheffield to spar. There's a clip on there. Go and check it out. So people can say whatever they want, but unless you're gonna talk smack. Until you get smacked. But no, it's nothing new. He's been doing it ever since I know him, and he's just being himself. So the art is flowing. Let it flow.
And one thing I think is something that I always ask people on Team GB, and I've made an effort to ask it because I was speaking about it with Joshua Boatsi and various fighters, and I'm sure, and Ben has it. I'm sure you'll get it, and Fraser will get it. When it comes to in the professional ranks, when you have guys who turn over from Team GB, and you may be in a 50-50 fight, and I'm sure when you eventually fight Isaac. There's always this narrative when it comes to guys who are on GB that they've necessarily had like an easy route, or their opponents may have a harder route. Boatsi Aziz, the whole narrative was that Aziz had the hard road. And do you feel like the GB pathway, when you turn into pro, it gets sort of discredited in a sense that people don't realise actually how hard it is, because no matter having a small hall route is hard, but also the whole GB route is harder as well. Do you ever feel like that sort of does get discredited?
I think it's a disrespect, really. Because all of these guys that turn professional, there's no qualification to turn professional, providing you pass the British Boxing Board exam. Try, how many of them have been to an Olympics or qualified for a European Games? When you turn up, when you turn up at these competitions, you don't have a specific opponent that you prepare for 5-10 weeks, do you know what I mean? You have to turn up there, fight whoever's put in front of you in a random country that you're out of your comfort zone. You don't have no fans there, and you do this over we had 5 years. Sometimes, most of the time you have 3, 4, 5 chances to qualify. My generation, my cycle, we had 1 chance. Yeah, there was no redo. If you didn't qualify, your 5 year was a waste of time. Yeah, the most successful Olympic cycle that's ever been. Yeah, so people need to know what they're talking about when they say, "Oh, easy route." No, we worked hard to get there. It's not privilege. On there's 3 people trying to go to Olympics. Sometimes you have 4 people at your weight. These guys, respectfully, all you had to do is go and fill in a bit of paper, find yourself a trainer and get going. So to say we've had the easy route is a joke. Me, easy route, I turned pro. All the guys that I've fought have been in with world-class level opponents. Where's my easy route? I want to hear none of that, man.
And I was going to say that, and you see it in a way that, the guys who potentially, and this isn't me disrespecting small hall, but all them guys who potentially could have boxed in small hall, if they wanted to box on GB, they could have. So it must be frustrating for you when you do hear things like that as well.
What I was saying, right? Some of them could have tried to get on GB. Some of them tried to get onto GB, and they just didn't have the quality that was required. Now that's not bad on them. It's just don't come around the other way and try to say, "Oh, I didn't want to get on GB. I didn't want to go to the Olympics." When you tried, it's like them guys that tried to date a girl, try to get her number, and then the girl rejects them. Then, didn't like her anyway. Oh, shut up, man. You tried. Do you know what I mean? So just talk it for what it is.
When you look at this class of 2021, the Olympic team that came from 2021 and the GB team that came from 2021, all of them now are, yourself included, starting to having some big success in the pros. This is probably a question for, I suppose, 3 or 4 years down the line. But when you compare it to 2016, 2012, 2008, and this and that, where do you think this GB team the professionals that have come through now, compared to all the other squads that have come through?
I can't compare them because here's what's crazy about it. So even from these two guys get a lot of stick, right? But without them, we wouldn't be where we are as GB boxing. Right, and Team GB in terms of boxing. So you have Audley Harrison, yeah? Without Audley Harrison, we wouldn't have had Amir Khan. Without Amir Khan, James DeGale, we wouldn't have had AJ. Yeah. And without AJ, Nicola Adams, we wouldn't have had Boatsi, Joe Joyce, and Okoli and them. And then without them, we wouldn't have had the funding to do what we done. So it's not so much comparing them, it's just giving the people that got the medals respect and qualified for the Olympics respect.
And just as we close this off, if it isn't the British or if it isn't the British next, what do you want for 2024? What do you think I suppose is next for you if it wouldn't be the British?
Listen, I want the British. I don't want nothing else. It's the British and the British only. I'm done talking.
That's it. Chev Clarke, thank you for your time, mate. I appreciate it.